upgrades.
Guys have a long, extensive track record of playing very multidimensional characters in the realm of film and TV. If you had the opportunity to, explore your character more and see them evolve, what approach will you take with them in terms of like what's left in terms of story to tell?
I could say this for Cliff in American fiction. Like, I think when we find him, you find somebody who's kind of coloring outside of the lines. Life is a little messy for Cliff at the moment after being married for 20 years and having it all sort of blow up. And part reckless, but part intentional. He doesn't want to try to live by anybody else's rules except for what he thinks is his authentic truth. And I think it gradually over time, you learn to color a little bit better and you sort of get inside the lines and you find some structure within a new form. I would love to see him sort of find his new normal as time goes on.
Yeah. Are you pitching a series?
hey, just tell me where to sign. That's
okay.
I want my residuals.
Well, I'm going to say this first. I like the way the film ends. I like that there's space and there's uncertainty, but there's some semblance of hope.
Yeah.
And I like that we don't answer that question. That said, there are elements in the book that I found really meaningful and useful in terms of understanding this character Monk. And there are these moments which are kind of like, Susan Laurie Parks might call them spells. There are these like little meditations in which he drifts out of the narrative and he starts to think about fly fishing. And he describes techniques that he uses for fly fishing. There are other times that he talks about book ideas. There are other times that he talks about woodwork in like really such granular detail that you can like smell the wood, the sawdust as it's cut. And I that's not answering your question, but I like the idea of him drifting into those interests even deeper that have nothing to do with anything that we kind of focus on in the film, because he just has such a broad imagination and a broad range of peculiar and perhaps for him by some unexpected interests. And maybe but no, I think definitely in what we take from that in the novel is that's where his home is, that's where his heart is, that's where his love is. And perhaps in pursuing those, he finds those things literally as well. So I'm not going to answer your question quite specifically, but maybe it's something.
You want to see Monk in A River Runs Through It.
There you go.